What's up, guys? Just setting up everything before we go live. As you guys know, I freestyle. I just need to get that battery pack going. But welcome. Massive news that I've been warning you guys since 2016. The collapse is already here. Subject to heaven is upon us. Subject to heaven is upon us. It's massive opportunity right in front of us. Okay. Now this is very scary times. This is very unknown time for many people, including myself. However, there's always massive opportunities when there is uncertainty. There's massive opportunity when there is doubt. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing, I'm at a Nissan dealership charging my EV car. Back in 2016, well actually it was like 2018, I got an electrical car, and the money that I didn't put into the gas, I started investing it into cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and gold and silver. So every time everyone went to the gas station, I wasn't paying for gas. Okay. Um, Normally I get the electricity free for the EV. So I've been driving for multiple years now, thousands of miles, totally for free. And I've been investing this money into precious metals and cryptocurrencies, and more importantly, into my business. So we're at the era where we don't know what sacrifice is. Like I just said, I'm driving an EV car so I could have more of my money going into my business and my investments, so I don't have to put it on a credit card, so I don't have to get into debt. And that's what we have to learn here in America, because we live in the world of debt, okay, where they're just printing money and giving it to everyone. Now, it sounds really good that they're gonna bail everyone out. Like, hey, we're gonna send you $1,000. We're gonna send you $2,000. We're gonna send your kids $500. And the reason they're doing that is because there'll be civil unrest. People will be looting because the big elites, the people closest to the printing press, are getting the money for free. They're gonna get free money. Some people say, well, it's a loan, they gotta pay it back, whatever. But if you're a business owner and or you have a job, for example, in Vegas, the strip is closed down. The whole strip, guys, in Vegas is closed down. And and for years I've been saying Vegas is going to be one of the hottest spots for subject to be a real estate investor, because they're going to face massive losses. And when the strip is closed down, thousands and thousands of people. I heard the owners of the hospitality industry talking to the president, asking for $45 billion a month, $45 billion a month, to be able to keep these employees, paying them a check. But meanwhile, they're already let go, and they're not at their jobs today. Well, all these people will have houses, right? All these people will have car payments. And what's going to happen? Now, you hear that the HUD's going to stop the foreclosure for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. That's fine and dandy. But all they're doing is delaying the process before the house goes to foreclosure. The reason I know this is because someone that's worked in the industry in the last crash dealing with homeowners, I saw so many people do short sales and it didn't go through. It did lawn modification and it didn't go through. So many guys. And whatever other program was out there that was supposedly helping the homeowners, it just delayed the bankruptcy, it just delayed the foreclosure process. And what happened is that, they told the homeowners, well, for example, if you're doing a short sale, you're doing a loan mod, become late on your payments. That's the only way to get this thing started, because you got to have a hardship. Okay. And people will get behind in their payments, and then eventually they will lose their home, and now they had spent that money versus paying the mortgage, paying the rent, whatever it was, and now they're behind 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 4 months, whatever the story is. And the same thing is going to happen now. There's going to be massive foreclosures coming. They can, delay the process by not allowing foreclosures to happen for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Eventually it will happen. And when that happens, it's going to be a tsunami of floodgate opening, and just so much, which I think is a lot worse than letting it happen naturally, because all these people that have jobs, just look at Vegas right now, just look at the hospitality industry. Well, you have people in that casinos that are making $30,000 a year. and you have people in the casinos that are making $500,000 a year, and there are people that are making multi-million dollars a year. Depends on their job positioning. Well, all of these guys are gonna, unless they're part of the top management and the owners, they're all gonna have no job. So there's gonna be a variety of homes for sale. You're gonna have entry level homes, medium level homes, and even top end homes, because when the money doesn't come in, the cash flow comes in. There's no money to pay the workers, and the funniest thing is that people are so happy that they're putting the cheese in front of the people. Say, look, you're gonna get a paycheck. You're gonna get $1,000. You're gonna get 2,000. It doesn't matter. Whatever they're gonna pay you and me, which I'm not accepting, okay? Because I don't want to have a master where I bow down for them to give me money. I know what it is to have hardships. I sleep on a sleeping mattress right now because I am working on being my dreams. At one point in my life, as a refugee living in my car, starting with $100, I sacrificed out of college to start a business, and then I made multi-millions of dollars. But I wasn't happy. Long story short, I give all my stuff to the homeless. So I know what it is to come back and redo it and sacrifice. So for me, I'm not going to accept the government cheese because I don't want a master. I'm not going to accept a banker's money because I don't want a master. And I've always used creativity, imagination. And a small percentage of Americans still do it this way. Okay, small percentage of Americans still do it this way, where they don't put it on a credit card, they don't get a hard money lending, they use imagination, creativity, sacrifice, and work, dude. You got to put the work in, versus getting the harvest first. So there's going to be a massive amount of foreclosures happening, and no matter what they do, if they're going to delay it, then they're just going to delay it. But the problem is that we're not in just an economic collapse of the monetary system. We're also in a collapse of actual physical, tangible items. Like, for example, see, this is a tire tube. I just bought it from the bicycle shop. Okay, and if you look at it, it says made in China. Okay, if you look at anything. So the problem is, in America, we don't produce anything anymore. Okay, we delegate that out to India or China or Taiwan or Philippines or whatever you imagine. And so a real economy is based on production. It's not based on printing of money or creating debt instruments. That's not a real, because those imaginary instruments work when you have a real economy. See, the whole thing started with a real economy. I produce tires, you produce steel, and we barter, and then we figure with the money system, which was gold, to trade for what we have. So then we came to these fake fiat dollars, and then we came to these fake security collateral instruments and derivatives and more complex. But those things are just like, the Western made fake stuff, because it has nothing to do with the real stuff. The real tire, whoever makes the real tire has the power, okay? And so in America, we're not making anything, so we don't have the power. They can manipulate and fool the markets, which they have done for many years, and people are seeing the side effects of them losing their retirements, losing their 401s, losing their pensions, and so on, okay? Because it's all fake, dude, okay? And so we're in a situation where we have manipulation or printing of money, which the Fed can control, but there's no production of goods because other countries are producing it. And it doesn't matter how much they lower the interest rate, if they go to zero, if they go to negative interest rate, there's no one at the factories making stuff for us because we don't have factories. Our factories have been China, has been Korea, has been Pakistan, has been Afghanistan, wherever you imagine. We've learned a lesson that a real economy is through production of goods. If the only thing you're producing is missiles and bombs, which we do here in America, and the only thing we produce is debt instruments like mortgage-backed securities, like reverse mortgages, like amortizations on 30-year mortgages, and so on. Wall Street and bankers have produced debt instruments to enslave America and the whole world. Okay, we're good at that. We're good at creating bombs and bombing the shit out of people. But as you can see, you can go to any store in America and there's no masks, there's no sanitizers, because we don't produce it here, my friends. We don't produce it here, okay? And see, we don't even produce our foods here. So the problem is we don't produce shit here, and it doesn't matter how much of that. Imagine like layers. Okay, the very first layer of an economy is the production of goods, and then you can have different layers on there, like cryptocurrencies or the dollar or other fiat monetary names, yang or whatever you want to call it. All right, and then you have other layers like mortgage-backed securities, and just to simplify it. Well, these layers are on top of these other layers, but the foundation is the production of stuff. And we don't have that here in America anymore, man. Like, there's hardly anybody, like, there's only like a handful of companies that make bicycles in America. Everything else is made in Taiwan or China. Same thing with a lot of different things. Okay, so this layer's in trouble. The foundation layer's in trouble. That's why you see shortages. Okay, that's why you see the CDC, the head of the health organization, comes out and says in America, you don't need a mask because there's a shortage of masks, and you can't find it if you're a civilian or if you're at a hospital, because our big brother, the deep state, spend all their money bombing a bunch of poor people in third world countries versus stacking up on mass, stacking up on things that actually help us, our economy become stronger. The only reason our economy gets stronger is because we're the world reserve currency through the petrodollar. A lot of people don't understand that. And so what I'm saying, if you don't understand that, then it sounds over. But you got to Google what petrodollar is, how it started, then you get it. And the problem is that America's dollar is about to collapse because the petrodollar is losing its power. Hence the Russia and OPEC, Russia and Saudi Arabia war that's going on with the oil, right? And right now, this is off the story, but right now you see gas prices come down. But you'll watch, and I said this, gas is going to be $9 a gallon in America, guys, and it's going to be coming soon. Okay, $9 in a gallon. How soon? I don't have a crystal ball, but we'll see. Eventually, gas will be $9 a gallon. Everyone's going to laugh at me, just like they laughed at me back in 2016 when I said this is going to come. Now, this little flu, corona, whatever you want to call it, I don't want to call it a little flu because people are dying, and much respect to those people. But the numbers of people dying from this is much less than heart attacks, much less than diabetes, much less than police brutality, much less than vehicles crashes in America. And please Google what I'm saying. If you take the fatality of the whole world of this bug and just look at the heart disease in America, you realize that heart disease overscales that. But we're not marching on pharmaceutical companies. We're not marching on companies that produces our food that's just processed and just yucky for you, right? Yucky for you, that causes cancer, obesity, diabetes, and so on, and high blood pressure. But we're not marching on that. There's no major shutdowns. And in my opinion, you call this speculation or conspiracy theory if you want it. I don't care what you want to call it. But there's something deeper than this bug. There's going to be a monetary reset because the world is not trusting the dollar anymore, and they're trying to figure out how to do it. They're trying to figure out how to do it, guys. Okay, how to reset the system. Because once we lose the world reserve currency, the life that we know in America, the abundance that we have, is over. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your businesses. Majority of people, majority of businesses in America have their business because they got it on a credit card or a loan or a bank loan or some kind of funding. No one owns their car out loud. Very small percentage of people. No one goes and buys a $30,000. I mean, I do, and I just save for it, guys. I'm not gonna go and get it. Like when I bought this car out here, I paid cash for it, right? And anyone can do that because I use imagination, creativity. I didn't stick my hand out from the bank when I bought our bikes. I used a new flip. I used my imagination, creativity to create this money versus sticking my hand for it. And so I learned a lot of skills, and that's why I have my YouTube channel, because I want you guys to have abundance. It doesn't matter if the market's up, sideways, or down, because what's more powerful than the markets is you. The power in you is so powerful that it's been suppressed, okay? It's been suppressed through the school system, through the education system, through the marketing, telling you you're not enough, you don't smell a certain way, you're not too tall enough, you're too short, and whatever the story is, that you don't matter, that you're not powerful. And I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that you're so powerful that your imagination can create everything you can imagine. Okay, and so I think that there's going to be massive foreclosures coming, no matter what the federal government does or doesn't do. Massive. Now, one thing about bailouts I want to talk about is, no disrespect, right? I love America, but governments are like parasites, right? Like a leash on your body. You can't ask a leash to suck in your own blood away to say, "Can you give me some blood?" The leash may say, "Yes, I'll give you blood," but where do you think that blood is coming from? Me. Because governments don't produce anything. Let me say that again. Governments do not produce anything. They're a parasite on the society. We're the guys that fixes cars, fixes bikes, cuts the trees, creates jobs, whatever we do. We're the ones that produce. And government just takes away from us. So when they tell you they're gonna bail you out, what they're saying is you're gonna pay for this. When they say they're gonna bail out Boeing, even though they just got billions of dollars in a arms deal to Saudis, when they say they're gonna bail out Boeing to the $50 billion tune, $60 billion tune, what they're saying is me and you are gonna pay for them, even though these guys were making billions and trillions of dollars year after year, and we didn't get a penny of it. But now that it's time for them to lose, we have to subsidize. We have to subsidize their losses where their profits are privatized. It doesn't make any sense, right? Same. Now you have a line of elites lining up from Vegas, like all the casinos, all those hotels. They're lining up. Manufacturers lining up. Airlines lining up. Hospitality lining up. Services lining up. I mean, dude, the states are gonna line up. Everyone's lining up for free money that they print on a printing machine. But what people don't realize is who's gonna pay for that, because Uncle Sam, Big Brother, doesn't have any money. Is broke. When the president gets on the TV and he tells us that we're a nation of major resources. No, my friend. No. You're lying to people. We're a major of debt. We're so indebted. We're the biggest debtor in the world. Let's be honest. And that's the problem why we're having the problem we're having right now. So to get into more debt, doesn't matter if they're going to give you money, you give me money, which I don't want, because I know the sham. It just means that they're going to get in more debt, which means we're going to get in more debt. Now, we're at the stage in our life where in my whole life we can't pay the debt off. My kids' life, they can't pay the debt off. My kids' life, they're talking about now, man, to pay off the debt, ladies and gentlemen. And when Big Brother says they're going to bail out all these people, you and I are going to pay the bill, because Big Brother doesn't produce anything. Let me say that again. They don't produce shit. They take from us. They're not in the production business of cars or farming or bananas or bicycles or toilet paper or ketchup or spaghetti or rice. None of that stuff. They take from us. So everyone going to Big Brother is the biggest shammy ever, because really you got to look at your friends, your neighbors, because they're the one that's going to pay for this. And it doesn't make any freaking sense to bail out the airline industry. Well, guys, they were buying their own stocks back, which made you and the retail buyer and your pensions and everyone else to keep buying into the stocks. They kept buying into the stocks because they thought the stocks were going up. But really, it wasn't because the companies were profitable. It was because stocks went up because it was manipulated. It was a scam. It was a shammy. The corporations that issued the stocks were buying their own stocks to inflate the price, and people bought into it. And even though there is an ABC company that's supposed to regulate this shit, you can see that they didn't give a damn ass. They didn't regulate anything, ladies and gentlemen, because they're embedded with these people. Let me say that again. The regulators are who you see being the CEOs and board members of big companies. If you look at the president's cabinet, you'll see bankers and pharmaceutical companies and all these people. They're actually with the elites. Now they're part of the government. Please do your research. So the bailout is just a big shammy, and the only reason they're going to give you $100 or $1,000 or $2,000 is because they don't want you to be at arms and be so pissed off that they're going to give Boeing 50, 60 billion, not an M, B, B, right? This is the same company that just killed a lot of Americans because they didn't want to spend a little extra money to fix their problems on their airplanes. That's corporate greed that they're going to bail out, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. I think to hell to these companies. Let them fucking burn. Let them burn. Let GM burn. Let Ford burn. Right? So they become and create a better gadget, because this is what a free enterprise is. This is what true capitalism should be. If Ford goes out of business, GM goes out of business, there'll be 100 smaller companies can now compete, because a small business owner cannot compete because of regulators. They don't allow regulators, man. It's so hard. And I know it for a fact. When I started my moving company, I went from living out of my car with $100 to having a very successful moving company in a matter of a year or two. And I had 3 locations from Dallas to Houston to Austin, and I saw the regulators come down on me because the competitors, right, they all had an organization, Southwest Moving Organization, and they were all together and having the regulators come on me because I was growing too fast. When I started my brokerage firm, same thing happened. Back in 2006, I started a free move program where most people didn't even know what a free move was, where if you bought a house, we'll give you a free move. I took money out of my real estate agents to give free moves out. And guess what? The regulators came on us because we're disturbing the industry. So we're at the situation where we have the elite companies. It doesn't matter if you're in real estate, you're in the moving, whatever. They have formed associations together, and they're rubbing elbows with the authorities, right? They're giving all this money and this and this and this. And the authorities get to pick who are the winners in the industries. And they're going to tell you, no, we don't do that. But yes, they do that, because I've seen it in my own discrimination in my own moving company, in a real estate brokerage firm. If you're no one and you become something, then you're going to get the heat on you, right? Even if you're not doing anything wrong, because the elites, same thing. Imagine Tesla. Imagine what kind of shit he had to go through to be able to be one of the first car companies that are not by the elites, right? GM, Ford, whatever. And the only reason he was even to be able to succeed is because Big Brother funded him. If Big Brother didn't funded him, then he would have been gone. See, we have so much regulation, so much red tape, so much bullshit, because we have so much politicians, so much authority of people with authority that create themselves jobs, like, hey, we should have this and this and this, that kills small businesses in America. We don't need everyone to work for corporate America. We need everyone to be their fucking dreams. We need everyone to be their dreams. Like, I just came from a bike shop, and I talked to the bike owner. A very smart guy, dude, and this is what America's supposed to be. I said, man, how did you buy this business? He said, well, I got some inheritance, and I invested it all. I didn't borrow any money from a bank. See, that's what it takes, dude. This is what it takes. You inherited the money because your family did something. You worked for it. You sacrificed, whatever the story is. So sure, he might have gotten some inheritance, but he had to sacrifice and put it into a business versus, buying a bunch of stuff he may not need with the money that he didn't have, or put down payments on a bunch of stuff. Where most other business owners would start that same bicycle store with a credit card, with a small business association bank, just indebted up the butt of the gazoo, just start a business. That's not how a business should be started, ladies and gentlemen. This is why in America, 9 out of 10 businesses fail. Trust me, I've been doing business since high school. Never had a job, never had a resume. I had successful businesses, and I have failed businesses. I've been in the food industry to the moving industry. So many different businesses that I've tried, ladies and gentlemen. Some of them I failed, some of them I made a lot of money from it, okay? And at the end of the day, I give it all up because I realize it's fake, right? I realize it's fake, and it's just propaganda for accumulation that doesn't do me any good, doesn't do the planet any good, but that's a different subject. But what I tell you is that to start a business in America, the greatest country ever, literally is the greatest country, and that's why I'm saying what I'm saying, is because you can be your dreams with no money. Every business I started is whatever money I had in my pocket. I didn't go to a bank, didn't raise no money, didn't go borrow money, didn't go borrow money from families, no credit cards, none of that stuff, dude. Because this is what America is so great. And we can't be great when we have so much regulations. We can't be great when the the regulators are in bed with the fucking corporations, and the corporations are just a handful of families that own everything. Because the little guy can't come up. Little guy can't come up because they're being suppressed. That's why I say let the fucking American Airlines go bust. They should have not bought their own fucking stocks. They should have put that money into their fucking piggy bank for a rainy day. Because that's what I do as a small business owner. I don't make money and just quickly go buy shit. I have to put it aside on a rainy day. Haven't you heard a little story when you were growing up with the little bears? You got to put something aside. So why shouldn't the biggest company that make the biggest money not put any money aside? And they want a handout from us. When they say they're going to go to the federal government, they want it from us. Me and you. No, bullshit, dude. Go bankrupt, motherfucker. Go bankrupt. And yes, me and you will have a little hardship, but there'll be hundreds of other companies that'll come up with better airplanes, more economic airplanes, better travel. Maybe the bicycles will get better. Maybe EV bikes will get better. Maybe we'll have bikes that'll fly yourself. Maybe an invention will happen. But we can't have that shit happening when you have Bank of America's want to bail out, when you have the airlines want to bail out. No, dude, go bankrupt. You did business bad. You did business wrong. You didn't save enough money for a bad day. Why is that my fucking fault? Why is that your fucking fault? Go bankrupt, dude. Go bankrupt, because now you're going to allow small competition to come up, and that's what makes America great, to have competition. When there is competition, creativity comes into play. Imagination comes into play, and that means savings for you, savings for me, and better revolution, better technology evolvement, guys. Literally. But we can't have EV cars when we have fucking Ford and GM dominating the industry when their shit fucking sucks. No disrespect to these companies, but at one time they were awesome. Today, this is why they don't make cars anymore. And I brought it to you on my YouTube channel. Ford and GM, they're not going to be making cars anymore. Only trucks, because they can't compete with the Toyota. And I'm not even, I love American made. I got my shoes made in America, guys. I try to buy stuff made in America. But like this shoes, right, Ken, right, they made in America. You can buy the damn shoes and they'll last you 3 or 4 years. I can't buy anything else like that that's made in America, right? I buy a fucking Ford Focus. It's going to be in a shop a whole lot. Don't believe me? Just Google it. So we're living in a society where big old corporations close to the printing press get all the fucking free money. They get to have parties and pay their CEOs bonuses and millions that we can't even understand. They can rapidly grow when they don't have a functional business. They don't have a real business. And then when the hardship comes, we got to bail them out. Well, man, what about the other guy that's waiting in line? What about the other guy that did the right thing, that saved his money? Why don't we give this guy a chance? There's hundreds of other small guys that want to have their own airline business. There's hundreds of other people. But because of big regulation, big government, they're not going to allow these guys to fail. Bank of America should have failed. All these fucking banks should have failed in the last crash. They were doing, think about it. Mortgage-backed securities, they were doing subprime. They should have failed. The last crash was not as bad as this crash. And the more we tape it up, right? Last crash, we didn't see people running on food. There was no food runs, but this time there is, right? So think about that, guys. And some people say, well, it's because of the bug, blah, blah. I don't believe that shit, man. The crash was going to come regardless. The dollar was going to collapse regardless. Everyone is in debt. I'm not in debt. I don't got no credit cards. I don't borrow money from the bank. I already just tighten my belt, dude. Tighten my belt. And I hope you guys know what I'm saying with that. I hope you do the same thing, because there's a lot of honor in tightening your belt, right? There's a lot of creativity that comes from tightening your belt. There's a lot of dreams. That little thing that talks to you, you can listen to it a lot more when you're tightening your belt. But when you're living off money that you haven't even produced today, because of they give you the money now, they give you the harvest today, well, we see this kind of shit happening over and over, where the elites get bailed out. There's no more room for new competition because there's so much tough regulation. The big companies are embedded with the authorities, from pharmaceutical company, FDA, all the way down to the moving Texas Data Authority. It's the same shit, the same thing from the Realtor Association. The same shit, guys. It's for real. Okay? They don't want a small guy come up and become real big. They just want the top guys to be big, and the top guys are big because they're paying with the lobbyists, they're buying the congressmen, con man, whatever you want to call them, the authority, and they're making laws into those guys' favors. And the bailouts is a great example of where you and I will just get $1,000, $2,000, whatever, but they're getting billions, not millions. We're getting, on a scale of things, me and you're getting $1, and they're gonna get $1 million. If you just, because it's hard to understand what $1 billion is. It's hard to understand that, right? Because we don't even know what it is. So, but if you just shrink it down, me and you're gonna get $1, they're gonna get 1 million. It doesn't even make sense. And yes, by letting these companies crash, there's going to be massive pain. But we got to go through it, man. We can't keep delaying it. We can't, I'd rather go through the pain now and not let my kids go through it. And if you're a parent, I'm sure you're the same way. I'd rather pay the suffering for me versus my kids paying for this shit, man. Right? And so I'd rather go through it now. So, hey, if I can't travel because American Airlines is bust, we got to wait 6 months or a year before other companies come up and compete. I'll wait. That's fine. Right? Because we live in a technology world where we don't have to travel. We can do everything over the phone, through Skype, through Google Voice, through all these technologies. So we got to pay the price. And so many people are mad. I mean, just the other day, I'll probably do a video about this. People are just so hating on me, on my mama, and just, telling me death threats because I warned them that the crash is coming. I warned them, hey, dude, I'm just a little guy, dude. I'm just doing YouTube to warn you guys. Right? I don't get to control the fucking markets. I have nothing to do with the markets. I wish I did, because if I did, I'd kill the banks. Right? I killed the banks. I killed the Fed. I will kill the printing of money because it's robbing your money, my grandparents' money, everyone's money. Right? But I don't control it. I'm just warning people. Why are people mad at me for? Well, Mike, you're saying doom and gloom. Well, that's the shit that's happening right now, doom and gloom. But there's a lot of opportunity, and I'm constantly talking about the opportunity because fear is not your friend. They're trying to pump you with a bunch of fear so your immune system can go down so you can get sick. And man, fear is not your friend, right? I'm always saying there is blood in the streets, but there's the opportunity. And there's great opportunity. And don't have fear because they control you through fear. They make shitty-ass laws because of fear. They do massive bailouts because of fear. They'll take your rights away because of fear. So please don't have fear. For God's sake, don't have fear, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to be your dreams. If you're your dreams, then you're ready to die anytime, dude. I don't want to die, but if I die right now, I'm okay. I did everything my heart told me to do. Everything. It said, hey, Mike, start your business out of college. I did it. It said, hey, Mike, start a real estate business. I did it. Brokerage business. I did it. Buy rentals. I did it. Take a bicycle trip to Paris, Texas. I did it. To Austin, Texas. I did it. Take whatever my heart said. I did it. It said, give all your stuff up to the homeless people and go homeless yourself. I did it. I lived it all. So I'm okay to die. I don't want to die. I want to see my kids to grow. But the point I'm trying to say is, if you're your dreams, then you're not going to have so much fear of dying. Because you're living your life to the full potential. To the full potential. And that's what I do this channel for. For you to live your life. Don't be in fear, dude. Don't work for the fucking man. Don't do a job you fucking hate. Because you live in the best country ever. Even with all the bullshit, the corruption that's going on we see. We still live in the best country ever. And I do this channel to help you become abundant no matter what the strategy is. Just remember, if you do everything what everyone else says, the guys that didn't see it coming, there's so many people that didn't see it coming, but they tell people right now, buy the dip, buy the dip. I mean, dude, there's food runs, bank runs, gun runs, there's runs on everything, right? There's no mask. Think about it, dude. The world's most powerful country, militarily, economic, doesn't have fucking masks for the citizens. Man, come on, dude. You look at China, you look at Philippines, you look at all these fucking third world countries, man, and they all have masks. They're all wearing it. But our government, the people at the top, they come and say, CDC, oh man, you don't need a mask, you're not going to catch it. Bullshit, dude. Why don't you be honest with people? Say, look, dude, we stocked up on bombs. We didn't stock up on things that people are so smart or told us they're going to come. We don't have any X and Y and Z because we didn't prioritize that shit, man. We prioritize bombing the shit out of people and making some elites like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, billions and trillions of dollars year after year. That's our priority. Our priority is not the people. Because if the priority was the people, then we would get the shit first, right? Not the bankers, The bankers have been getting bailed out since the repo market. And I've been bringing it to you for months that, man, I lost count. I don't even know. I can't even count that high how much they've been getting. And what is the benefit of that? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. So the channel's purpose is not in any shape or fashion to pump fear, is to bring awareness of what's going on and help you guys to think for yourself. Because if you have a lot of fear, your immune system is going to go down. If you have a lot of fear, you let Big Brother take your freaking rights away. And trust me, you don't want to live in a country where you don't have fucking rights. I lived in fucking Iran. That's why I'm here. You don't want to live with tyrants, man. Right? This is why America is such a great country, and that's what I do, because I want it to be a better, greater country. Right? I want it where we don't have everyone in fucking debt. I want it where our kids and kids don't want to have to be bank slaves. Right? Think about that. And I do my channel is to help you believe in yourself that you can make it no matter what the situation is. Because today is a great opportunity. There's massive amount of panic in the air. Everything is on sale. Stocks are on sale. Real estate will be on sale massively. It's already on sale. There's sellers like selling their homes cheaper now, right? But it's going to be dramatic. No matter what the government does, if they may halt the foreclosures, but eventually it's going to start again. And this time when it starts again, people are going to be behind significant amount of money and they can't do a darn thing. Maybe 10 to 20% of these people will have loan mods or short sales or something successful. The remainder are just going to get slaughtered. And at the same time, everyone is not going to be on more debt. More debt. Businesses, here, we're giving debt away. Come on, guys. Not realizing that, hey, we have debt for small businesses. We have debt for this. We have debt for that. We have debt. Come on, borrow. Not realizing is this borrowing that got us into this situation. We don't need to borrow no more shit. We don't need to get no more tangible stuff that we haven't paid for. We paid for it through a debt system, but we haven't worked for. No. We don't need any of that kind of crap no more. We need to learn how to produce, use imagination, creativity. We need to be entrepreneurs. We need all to be your dreams. We don't need to fucking have a job where we go to work 8 hours and look only for Friday and Saturday to be off or Sunday to be off. No, man. Every day should be a joy and bliss day. If you do what you love, you'll be in flow. Sometimes I get into this shit and I start talking. I've already talked like 40 minutes and I've lost how long I talk. I always say it's going to be 5 minutes. Right? But I get into flow. I lose it. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. When you do what you love, you're going to be in flow, and time will go by. And it doesn't seem like it's work. Right? It doesn't seem like it's work. All right, I'll take some comments. Before I take some comments, before I forget, guys, Subject to Heaven is here. I created a 3-package combo. My owner financing for profits, my no fluff negotiation that talks about how to get these deals from the sellers, and 42 ways to find these sellers for free or almost for free. I've bundled it up for you right now. Those 50, now there's only 19 left. A lot of it's already been sold out, guys. Only 19 left at MrNoFluff.com. The package is only $197. You get 3 courses. They're hours and hours long. And basically I package it up for you because this is the year to be your dreams. Why am I doing it so cheap? Because I want you to be your dreams, make multi-millions of dollars so you don't have to work for the fucking man, guys. And the greatest part is with this strategy is not the loan is not under your name, is sellers are becoming a private bank, so you don't have to get a loan. Like when I bought houses, I never get the loan under my name. I'm just taking over sellers' mortgages. And in this scenario, there's going to be a lot of sellers. They're going to pay me to take over their loan. And I get into it in my course. So you get in 3 advanced courses into a bundle for just $197. There was 50. There's only 19 left at MrNoFluff.com. Owner financing for profits teaches you how to buy houses in this economy in the 2020 through seller financing, where the seller becomes your bank. If they have a mortgage, perfect. If they don't have a mortgage, perfect. This is a time of this. Subject to Heaven. I've been saying this since 2016. Now we're in it, guys. And there's massive wealth to be made. It doesn't matter what the federal HUD, whatever they want to do. There's going to be foreclosures coming, dude. There's going to be hundreds and thousands of people getting laid off. Like Las Vegas, hundreds of thousands, like 500,000 people, probably if not more, are laid off because of this. Well, they got car payments. They got house payments. So think about that, okay? And The other two courses in this package, one will help you to find the sellers because it's so important. If you have all the skills, you know how to do structure, you don't know where to find the sellers, what point is that? I show you where to find these sellers for almost for free, so you don't spend money on marketing, and if you do, just a little bit, okay? And the other thing is to negotiate, because you got to know how to structure these deals, what kind of paperwork you need, all that stuff, how to insure when you buy the property, subject to how to set up the insurances, and just so much different stuff. I can't get into it, so I packaged it all for you. 197. There was 50. There's only 19 left, guys. The package together is over $2,300 that I'm letting it go for 97 bucks, guys. I'm basically giving it away for free. It's 92% off, guys. 92% off, guys. Unbelievable. Let's go ahead and jump and take some comments. Let's see. People thought evictions and foreclosures were bad before in Las Vegas. You haven't had anything. People haven't seen anything. Irons, man, dude. I've been saying this for like months and years. I said Vegas is going to be one of the top areas. So if you're in Vegas, you want to partner up with me, I'd be happy to coach you in my profit sharing coaching, guys. It's not for everyone. It's $3K. I work with you direct for one whole month, and I also give you $9,500 of my top selling tools you need for your business tools, from Flipping Wednesdays to the Alchemist Net. There's so much stuff. I don't want to get into it. So $3K 1 month. If you want to work with me, Vegas is going to be extremely hot. I've been saying it for like years now, guys. That is going to be a highly hit area. And one of the other reasons I like Vegas is because there's a lot of rich people in California that bought their homes in Vegas and they own it free and clear. These are the sellers that are going to pay me to buy their home. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not just looking to take over someone's payments because they're behind 2 or 3 months. That was the last crash. I've graduated from that. I'm looking for sellers that are going to pay me $5 grand, 10 grand, whatever the story is, to take over their payments or to buy their home. Okay, 0% interest rates, non-recourse loans where they can't hurt my credit because we agreed to that up front. If I default, they're just going to take the property. I'm not going to default, but I never want to borrow money from anyone and do a traditional what the banks make people do, which is sign a promissory note. Because what happens is, in a normal traditional setting, when millions of Americans start being foreclosed on, the bank will ruin their credit and also take the collateral. Plus, they'll do a 1099 for their taxes, so that borrower gets fucked 3 ways. Okay, they got to pay the 1099 remaining as taxes as an income they made, which they didn't make an income. They actually in hurting, but that's one. The other thing is that, anyways, I already mentioned. You just rewind back. So there's going to be a lot of people in Vegas in defaults, and what I'm looking for is people that are not in defaults. They're not behind. I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking over someone's payments that's 2 or 3 months behind, at all, right? At all. I did that all last time, and I'll probably do some of that this time. But this time, I'm looking for sellers to pay me money, for me to buy their home, because they're tired of paying the property taxes. They don't live there. They live in a different state. They own it free and clear. They're scared of getting vandalized. It might already got vandalized. They don't want to deal with renters. So they're going to pay me to buy their home. Okay, one way or another. They're going to pay me with 0% interest. They're going to pay me a lump sum of money. They're going to subsidize my monthly payments. Whatever it is, they're going to pay me, and that's what I'm looking for this time around. But so there's 3 ways to structure these deals. Go to my blog at mrnofluff.com. I give you all that information for free. But Vegas is going to be extremely hot deal, guys. It's going to be beautiful homes, all kinds of levels, 300, 500, 150, and they're going to be so much motivated sellers up there, because majority of the population work in the hospitality industry, and they're already been laid off. The strip is closed. If someone's in Vegas in this live stream, please leave me a comment. Let me know if it's closed, okay? Because from what I read, it's closed. And Vegas hasn't been closed since JFK massacre, guys, killing, right? It hasn't been closed. So I'm talking about a lot of people, bartenders, managers, you name it, house cleaners, everyone cannot soon be making payments on their homes, guys. Thanks for that comment. Real bad boy. Thanks, man. He said 100%. Texas has has great gas prices because they produce their own. Okay. Yeah, guys. Gas is cheap, man. Gas is cheap, but I don't have a crystal ball, but I could bet, and I'm not a betting man. We're gonna see gas at $9 a gallon, guys. I said this before. Here in Cali, gas is so expensive because we don't produce gas on the West Coast. Yeah, man. Portland too, man. Portland, Oregon, they charge you fees just because they have some guy standing there to pump the gas for you, even more fees. This must be all part of their agenda. Bailout nation, dude. America is the bailout nation. Okay, we need a resolution. The resolution to me is that Bitcoin or gold. We don't need no middleman to print our money. We don't need someone to create all these wars and not have any mass for the people, not have any hospitals, right? Not have all the stuff we need. And guys, I'm amazed at China. The response rate they had. They had all the equipment to spray places. You know how fast they built those hospitals just blew me away, dude. Right? And our government calls those people backwards. Our media calls them backwards, but they look like pretty sophisticated civilization to me, man. They look like more prepared, more civilized than here because they build hospitals in days. Now I'm not agreeing with their government, but I'm saying as a civilization, as a humans, they look like they got their ducks in order. They knew how to organize. They knew how to engineer hospitals in days. They knew how to come up with the mass, the equipment. You know, in America we ain't seen that. I mean, I brought to you on my YouTube channel the governor of New York saying, man, it's never been done before. No one can build hospitals that fast. And I knew he was lying off his ass. You know, I never heard the guy speak, but I listened to him this time, and I knew he was a liar because we just saw it on national television. They built it in China in days, and he's telling us we can't do it. No, my friend, you don't want to do it because it's going to cost a lot of money. You don't want to do it because the state is in debt. You don't want to do it because you care about the economy more than the people. Simple. Let's be honest with people, man. Let's be honest with people. We care about controlling. You know, New York cares about, you know, police brutality is there. They're worried about their cops having the best guns, the best vests, the best this, the best that to beat the shit out of citizens. But they ain't gonna invest the money into the citizens when there's a chaos. And this is what the shit we don't need because we need to put the money into the people versus all these police, all these ABC regulators that are basically, in my opinion, a parasite. You know, government's a parasite. They don't produce anything. The police department just tickets you. They don't produce nothing, right? And if we get rid of this fake capitalism that we have, then we would need less policing because it would be more fair for everyone. We wouldn't have the lower levels and the rich at the very top and making everyone suppressed, right? So we would have an economy where everyone has abundance and is prosperous, and there'll be less crime because everyone knows that crime is related to poverty. No one's just going to go rob someone because they're doing really good, right? So to solve that, we have to eliminate the crooked corporations, the crooked bankers, the crooked politicians that make laws in favor of the corporations versus the people. Simply put, it's hard to digest, but you know that's what it is. Okay. I got to cash out of banks, but now I'm thinking I should get gold. My man said real. He said he got his cash out of guys in 2016 is when I was saying, man, it was hard to get your money out of the bank, right? Because that's the time I took my money. And dude, I can imagine trying to go to a bank right now. I've heard people say they try to go to the bank and they won't give them all their money. Like if you have like 40 grand or 50 grand or 100 grand, they're not gonna give you all of it. Maybe the max they'll give you is 10K. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't you know I don't like bankers, and I knew this thing was gonna collapse. So I'm into other stuff like precious metals and Bitcoin, which I expect that it's gonna rocket up eventually, dude. Okay, both of those items are gonna, you know, I love Bitcoin because there's no one printing it, right? And there's no one controlling it. This can't be censored. Unlike your banking account, like today you can go to your bank. You have 100K. You want to take it out. They tell you no, 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 no. Let's see. Jason, he said, "Amen." Thanks, brother, man. Joseph, sorry about that. Capitalism is the insufficiency, dude. We don't even have true capitalism, my man. Joseph, he's talking about capitalism. I mean, it sounds like more of a socialism. It sounds like, I don't even know what it is, guys. I don't know. But I know it's not a fair business. I can say that for sure. It's not a fair business that if I don't save my money for a rainy day, I go bankrupt. But big companies can't do that. It's not a fair business that if I have a small business and I take bad risk, that I lose money. But big companies, that's not the case. It's just not fair business, man. It's just not, it's kind of like treating one person a different way because they have a different color, and treating another person a different way because they have a different color. We call that discrimination. We call that, equal rights. But we need the same thing in business, man. We can't have corporations be buying these fucking lobbyists. They make laws in their favor. That's why you see, pharmaceutical companies doing what they do, from vaccines all the way down to all the stuff they pump out that 3 years later is causing cancer because the FDA allowed to go in because the pharmaceutical is buying them out, guys, in one way or another. Okay. No fear. That's right, dude. Would you buy gold now? My man said, would I buy gold now? Guys, I bought gold back in 2006 when it was $1,100 an ounce. The problem is that from what I've seen, there is no more precious metals. Like if you go, and I brought a video about it. If you try to order some some silver, you can't find it, dude. The spot price is down because it's a manipulated market to the paper, like the fake. That's why I don't fuck with the paper, man. I don't believe in ETFs and I don't believe in like stock market because this is fake. They control it. I believe in the physical thing. But you can see today why I've been saying it for years. This manipulation. There is no silver at the stores, right, that I've looked at, and they're talking about waiting, but the price of silver is down. Have you ever seen that before? For example, there's no MRIs, there's no dry food. So, if you have dry food, you can put it on Craigslist and you can sell it for a lot more, 5 times more than what you paid for it. However, it's not like that with silver and gold. Silver, there's none out anymore. But the spot price is at the all-time low, guys. At the all-time low. Okay. When there's none out there. So would I buy silver and gold? I've already bought my silver and gold, and I'm not buying anything right now. I'm on the sidelines and I'm waiting for it to crash more. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be exchanging my gold into real estate. Okay. I'm going to be exchanging my bitcoins into real estate. Okay. So I'm just shifting. Okay, I don't bank with the banks. I don't believe in the banks. I got a little money in the bank, but I mean I don't want to lose that money either. But no. For me right now it's the new flip. I'm constantly moving my money because there's so many motivated sellers out there. I constantly do the new flip where I invest $100 and I make it to 500. I make it to 400. I'm constantly doing that, and besides that, real estate, guys. There's a lot of motivated sellers out there. I'm working with sellers, but I'm really picky. I'm just cherry picking. I'm only looking for sellers that are going to pay me money. They're going to pay me to take over their mortgage, and I'm not looking for people that are behind in mortgage or stuff like that. I'm looking for people that they're current. They're going to pay me 10, 20 grand to take over their mortgage, and they're going to do non-recourse loans and 0% interest rates and things of that nature. That's going to be beneficiary to me, and at the same time beneficiary to them. That's why they want to do it. All right, guys, I think I should get out of here. I think my car's already charged up. Make sure you go to my website, get the Subject 2 course that I have right now. It's a bundle, 3 items for $197. There's only 19 left out of the 50, guys. Don't take no for an answer, and please don't have fear, because when you have fear, they'll make you sick. They'll take your rights away because you're so fearful, okay? And, you might want to consider meditating. You might want to consider going out into the wilderness, guys, and listen to nature. It's so calming. You may consider going walking into the woods, guys, walking to the parks. You don't want to be around a lot of people, but, man, nature, what Big Brother should tell everyone is to spread apart. Go into the woods, go into the mountains, go camp out for, a couple of months so we're not close to each other. You're not going to get sick because of the air. You're going to get sick because of the people or population. It's kind of like what we have with animals. Like we have sheep, or we have cows on top of cows. We have chickens on top of chickens in these farms, right? They're like factory farms. See, that's where all the disease comes from. Same thing our cities. The disease is coming not because of a bug, because we're unsanitary. We have people piled up on top of people in concrete cities, to work in the freaking factories, to work for these corporations. If we were in nature, right, we wouldn't be getting all these bugs, man. Bugs are coming because unsanitary living styles that are having people piled up on each other. That's where it's coming from, guys. Thanks for watching. Click the like button. Share this message, guys. Go to MrNoFluff.com. Invest in yourself. This is the best time to be a real estate investor. Not financial advice, but in my heart of hearts, a guy that's been an entrepreneur all his life, a guy that has never borrowed money and started many businesses, successful ones and failed ones. I can tell you, this is the best time to be an entrepreneur. It's the best time to be a real estate investor. And please, don't let fear take control of you. Just peace, guys.